if I have a king already. But yeah, I kind of wish I would have bet here, just so I could go back in and see, I guess. I don't know. The 300's a little low, but it's okay, I guess. But yeah, people hit jokers, and that's the joker card right there. Um, yeah, that's literally the only card in the deck that improves his hand that causes him to win the hand and get another bet. You know, that's like the second time that's happened to me in this tournament, unfortunately. Yeah. Well, I mean, that is the pokers, as they say. Well, somebody says that, I guess. But yeah, I mean, that's poker. I mean, he hits the joker, the only card in the deck that will win him the hand and get him another bet. If he hits a spade, I'm probably folding to any bet. If he hits a spade, I'm folding to any bet. If he hits a 6, I still win. So the really exciting thing would have been if he would have hit an ace of spades on the river for a flush, because that would have given me a full house, and he would have lost probably half of his chips. But instead, we got, that would have been the ultimate lucky. Instead, we get the exact opposite and the ultimate unlucky. I mean, he has 2 cards in the deck. They're the ultimate jokers. That's poker. He hits the 8 of diamonds or the 8 of clubs, and he's all golden. Any other card in the deck, and he loses. Or he makes a flush, and I don't call a bet. I guess it gives him an opportunity to bluff. Like, if this is a diamond and he comes firing out with 300 on the river, because I have the ace of diamonds, I think it makes it a little less likely that he was chasing a flush draw. So I might call if it's a diamond, maybe, but I don't know. Mathematics makes a big difference in poker. I'm really hoping that this in-depth hand dissection is helping you guys really think about hands a little bit more, because I know that there's a lot of people that play poker that don't think about hands nearly as much as I do. And some of them do good, some of them do bad, but I think all of them would do better if they did. But anyway, the blinds are still 50, 100, and we still have a mountain of chips. So, I mean, we still got 33 big blinds. That's insane. I would almost consider it. Like, if I'm on the button here, I'm probably calling. But I got three people left behind me, and then the blinds. So, nah, we'll skip that one. But, yeah, jokers, they happen. And, I mean, this is a situation where checking behind on the river might have saved me a bet. Because if he's going to call a bet when he picks up the flush draw, then I'm definitely calling him when he bets when the river's a blank. Well, at least theoretically this was a blank. And this was a blank. I mean, this is nothing. This is a good card. He's calling a raise pre-flop. It doesn't make either one of the flushes. It doesn't put any of the cards in between here that make any kind of gut shot straight draws. So, yeah, the 8 pairing is like literally nothing. If he has a king, he's got me beat already. If he had a flush draw, he didn't get there. If he has any of the straight draws, he doesn't get there. The 8 doesn't do anything. So, I mean, it's an absolute joker card, which is the term that poker players use for, a perfect card. A lot of times a joker card is not only the perfect card, but it's the perfect card for a very specific reason. Like, it's not only the perfect card for you, but it's like the perfect card for your opponent to have hit too. And that's exactly what that was. This is a good example of a hand that sometimes when it's folded around, I'll raise it up in middle position. Once in a while. I don't recommend it all the time, but this is one of those hands that from time to time, I don't mind throwing in a raise, especially when you're deep stacked at this point in the tournament. It gives you a lot of options. When the flop comes, king, queen, 4, you can fire out confidently because you're supposed to hit that. But when it comes out, when it comes out 4, 5, 8, he's going to think, oh, you missed that hand. You know, you missed that flop. Nothing there. Especially if he has like an overpair or something. So this is exactly the kind of hand that I like raising once in a while. I would say fold it 2/3 of the time and raise it up 1/3 of the time in this situation. So, you know, we got the blinds, which isn't really all that exciting. But, and I'm not raising this. See, Jack 10 offsuit, better hand than 6-7, like from a strict mathematical point of view, but I'd much rather have the 6-7 suited in that situation. There's no way I'm raising with Jack 10 offsuit. Jacks and 10s are cards that people play a lot. So if you raise it up and somebody calls, it's, you know, a really good chance that they have a jack or a 10 in their hand and they have a better kicker. So your percentage is way, way down. That's not exciting. Okay, I'm just going to close this until another interesting hand comes up. And I really hate recording super long videos on Camtasia because it takes a long time. I mean, my computer is like a monster, like quad-core processor, 8 gigs of RAM, etc. GTX 460 video card, and it still takes a long time to process saved video files. So I really don't like to make save video files over an hour is really bad. But we're probably going to have a video over an hour, assuming we're still alive. I mean, we keep getting hit with jokers, we might not be. It looks like first, yeah, the rebuy's over. 55. Yeah, we still got half an hour. Yeah, this video is going to be over an hour before I cut it. Yeah, first place, 244. It's actually kind of low for a $10 buy-in tournament, but there's only 102 people. So 20 places paid, there's only 102. Yeah, my EV in this tournament, I would say, is pretty damn good. I mean, don't be afraid of the larger buy-ins. I mean, if you have, you know, if you have a decent bankroll, don't be afraid of larger buy-ins, especially when your EV is higher than it normally would be. And I think a $10 buy-in tournament that only has 102 people, where it's $1,000 guaranteed, that's pretty good. Your EV's pretty high. I mean, 20 people get paid, a fifth of the field. You know, your EV should be pretty good, especially when you consider that you're playing really deep stacked. You're starting with 5,000 chips, and it's not a turbo. So, I mean, the blind structure is kind of shitty, but I mean, they kind of have to do that if they give you 5,000 chips, otherwise the tournament would take 8 hours. Nobody wants to play an 8-hour, $10 tournament. I mean, I have played an 8-hour, $10 tournament before on Stars, the Sunday, whatever it is. Back when I was on Stars, I used to play that $11 tournament that had like a $200,000 prize pool or whatever. Yeah, I was in that tournament 7+ hours multiple times. Not fun. Not fun to play 7 hours and make like $50. It just isn't. And if you think making $50 for 7 hours is fun, then go get a minimum wage job. Obviously, playing poker is going to be more entertaining than a minimum wage job. At least it should be, otherwise why are you playing? Ugh. I'm just folding this. And 4 deuce offsuit, I'm definitely folding it now. It's just terrible. So min raise and the click back, huh? Wow. Okay. That was ambitious. Oh wow, looks like we got a play to talk about. Not necessarily a hand, but we definitely have a play to talk about. Something that I'm hoping after I'm hoping that people watching this aren't going to be doing, because it's bad. Okay, well, let's start from the beginning here. This guy raises it up to 300. Full 9-3, obviously. This guy raises it up to 300, which is great. This guy clicks back to 600, which, you know, out of the small blind in that situation where I'm in the big blind, I actually don't mind that click back re-raise with jacks. He just wants the big blind to fold and play the hand heads up. I mean, you're going to be out of position, but you got pocket jacks, you got a real hand, that's fine. I actually don't have any problem whatsoever with that play at all. Here's what I don't like. I don't like the aces just calling here. The action has been reopened to you, heads up, pre-flop, and you have the nuts. Why are you just calling with the nuts? You can't slow play, there's no flop. Put in another raise here. You have aces. He click back to raise. Click back again at the very least. Click back to 1200. At the very least, click back to 1200. Okay, now the flop comes 4-3 king in a situation where the guy raised pre-flop and then called your raise, and you're out of position. Okay? So it comes king high. Oh, what is this? The pot's like 6, 12. The pot's like 1300 here or something, and you're just shoving all of your chips in, just praying to Christ that your opponent doesn't have a king. I mean, let's forget about like queens, kings, aces. All he has to have is a king there, and you're just stone dead. And there's no way in hell. I'm just gonna check this here. I mean, Jack 10 that just obliterates like his entire range of him calling a raise there in the button.